Zane Clodfelter with Otters TV here with Patrick McGuff. You've had a phenomenal start in your stay in Evansville. What can you attribute that success to?
I think that I've made a lot of good pitches, and me and my catcher Valorio, he's caught me every outing so far, and we've been on the same page pretty much the whole time. I haven't had to shake him off at all, and every time he asks for a pitch, I feel like I give a good attempt at making the right pitch there, and obviously, tribute to my first outing. Obviously, the defense has been unbelievable behind me. I can't remember any. I honestly don't think I've had any errors behind me, which has been phenomenal. And then, like the first outing, Jeff Gardner making a crazy play at the track to hold a shutout going. And yeah, I've made a lot of good pitches, and I have my catcher Valorio. He's been great, and obviously the defense too. I attributed to all that.
Unfortunately, this is our first conversation we've had with you since the season started. So I'll go ahead and ask your initial impressions of Evansville.
I like it. It's kind of reminds me of where I'm from. It's kind of on the same plane weather-wise, so there's a lot of similarities there. And I'm from kind of a bigger town in the suburbs of Cincinnati, so yeah, it kind of reminds me a lot of home, and it's nice.
And you played at Morehead State collegiately, so what did you learn that you still use with you today?
My favorite quote from my head coach in college was that strikeouts don't go over the fence. That's one of the things that I take into every outing, is that if you have an opportunity to strike someone out in an outing, you go for it, you attack it.
So what is the difference between taking that aggressive mindset on the mound as opposed to being a little bit more conservative?
It's a little. You have to find some kind of median in there. It's some kind of median between. You have to pick your spots to kind of go all out and go at hitters, and you also have to pick some spots where you have to be okay with getting just a ground ball or getting a fly out. And you don't have to strike everyone out to get through a game and to get deep into a game. So you have to pick spots to do both.
Spent time in the Twins organization, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So how was that experience for you, and what did you learn about yourself?
It was awesome. I couldn't thank them enough for the opportunity to play there, and I had a ton of fun, and the experience was great. I played a year and a half. I played one full season in Cedar Rapids, and then my first year, I started in the GCL and went to Elizabethton, which is short season rookie ball, and then I ended the year in Cedar Rapids for pretty much the playoff stint up in Cedar Rapids that year. So yeah, it was. I had a great experience. I'll never forget the guys that I met there. I loved all the guys I played with. Loved all the coaches, and I couldn't thank them enough. And I think the world of everyone I was around.
Your pitching routine when you are in between starts, what's something that maybe the everyday fan doesn't know about your routine?
I feel like I have sort of a standard routine. In between starts, I do the same. I always lift the day after. I run just like every other pitcher typically runs. I guess one thing, my first start, the day before, I was supposed to run 10 sprints, and I ended up running 5. And ever since then, I've always ran 5 sprints the day before my start.
Okay.
So I kind of narrowed it to that the day before every start, because it's worked well so far. So I've kind of kept it on that.
Being as successful as you have been, climbing the ranks in baseball, is there a story that we can publish on Otters TV in your travels in baseball that just, whatever level it was, that just sticks out from just a funny standpoint?
A great story was last year I had the great opportunity to have Torrey Hunter. He came down to Cedar Rapids. I think he was there for 6 games, so 2 series.
Okay.
He was there for an away series that we actually commuted to.
Okay.
So he rode on the bus every day with us, and then he was there for a home series also.
Okay.
And the first series was the home series, and I went into the office. I got really early. I was dropping off some buddies, some of my Dominican friends, to go to English class. So I was there pretty early at the field, and I walked in and wanted to go say hi to my managers, to tell them I was here, tell them hello. And I walked in and I said, hey Tommy, how you doing? And I looked over and I kind of I was starstruck. That was Torrey Hunter sitting right there. So I saw him. I said, hey Torrey Hunter, nice to meet you. I'm Patrick McGuff. And I truly was starstruck. And he's one of the nicest guys I've ever met. And he had a lot of good stories, bus stories to tell everyone. he called some of our, we had a couple 18, 19-year-olds. He called them on the up to the front of the bus on our road trips and interviewed them, and might have made them feel a little uncomfortable, but it was all for a good time, and it was fun though. Meeting Torrey Hunter was definitely one of the cooler things I've done. And he made him sing. He made him sing at the end of their interview. He made him sing a verse from Little Red Corvette by Prince.
Yes.
And that was funny. It was a good team. Right towards the end of the season, he was there, so it was really good going into the playoffs to have him around and boost our morale a little bit.
Right. Well, he's still is Patrick McGuff. I'm Zane Clodfelter. This has been Otters TV.